Hi, Grandpa Jim here. Oh, just dropped the power cord. Here sitting in the sukkah next to a big bag full of wheat. Here's the almost final product. And there's wheat in here and there's chaff. You blow on it, the bad stuff goes away and the good stuff stays. I'll bet there's a story in there somewhere. So that's how they did it in the old days. Of course, I feel like everything I do these days is in the old days. Anyway, this lesson is dedicated for a healthy recovery of Hannah Shifra Bas Rivka on her eye surgery. She should be well. The doctors should have their hands guided by Hashem and end up with perfect vision and no issues. So, this week's parshas is beha'aloscha for you people of tzaraas. And in this week's parsha, Moshe there's a little incident between Moshe and Aaron and Miriam. So Miriam was talking with Tzipporah. Moshe's wife found out that Moshe was no longer living at home, and she was upset. It says she was concerned about the Cushite woman, for he had married a Cushite woman. And you read it, it almost sounds like they're complaining about Tzipporah. Opposite. They're complaining to Moshe, how do you leave your wife? You know, she's lonely, she misses you. And immediately, Hashem called the three of them over to the Mishkan to speak to them. And they were speaking, and Hashem basically said, you don't talk to Moshe like that. I talk to him. He knows what to do. If he's got a problem, I'll let him know. You don't talk to him like that. And the cloud and the Hashem appeared in disappeared, and behold, Miriam was afflicted with tzaraas, like snow. Now, tzaraas is a disease, but it's not a physical disease. There's no cure for it from a doctor. The only cure is tshuva, and then you show yourself to a priest, and the priest will say, okay, it's gone, you're clean now. So, why is it that this happened to Miriam, who's one of the most spiritual, powerful women that ever lived, people who ever lived? Well, she was speaking on behalf of Tzipporah out of her concern from Tzipporah, but she didn't see the whole picture. The whole picture was, this is what Moshe needed to do in order to fulfill his mission. Who was it, Rabbi Kiva, who went away from his wife for years and years, and this is what he had to do. I don't recommend it for all of us normal, average people. So her hand was wet as snow, and she had to go outside the camp and get clean and come back in. There's an interesting story involving Moshe much earlier in Sefer Shmos, that Hashem said to Moshe, take these things, take these signs, and the people will see and they'll believe and they'll follow you. And then Moshe says, the people won't believe me and they won't listen to my voice. They'll say, Hashem didn't appear to you. No, Hashem just said to him, they will. So this is, like with Miriam, disparaging talk, improper talk. So what does Hashem tell Moshe? First, throw down your stick. It's a snake. Pick it up. It's a stick again. But also, he said, bring your hand into your shirt. And he put his hand in his shirt and brought it out. And behold, his hand was stricken with tzaraas like snow. Hashem said, stick it back in, pull it out, it's clean. So this was an indication that he had been speaking tzaraas. Rashi says he was stricken like snow. It is the nature of tzaraas to be white. And with this sign too, he hinted to Moshe that Moshe had spoken with derogatory talk about Bnei Yisrael, when he had said, "They will not believe me." Therefore he smote Moshe with tzaraas, just as Miriam was stricken with tzaraas because of derogatory talk. Of course, the punishment, or the part of the cure, the condition of the Mitzorah is he has to go outside the camp. We are outside the camp. We are outside of Eretz Israel. Even me living here in Israel, I'm outside of Israel. Because this is not the Israel that Hashem wants for us. He wants an Israel that's based on Torah and living Torah values and obeying Hashem. So we have a sad situation here, that every Tisha B'Av we are reminded that the people spoke bad, derogatory talk about Eretz Israel, and so they were punished, and they were kicked out, and that's where we are today, even those of us who are living here. So what we have to do is turn our hearts back to Hashem and never say anything derogatory about anybody, unless it's one of the few situations where you're supposed to. Like, you're going to go in a business deal with somebody and you know this guy's a crook. You don't want him to get hurt. You have to speak to him. So, hope you all have a good Shabbos, and son Shefra Bas Rivka has a speedy recovery and turns out just fine. And love you all. Bye. I have to open up this thing. Computers.